Hi, my name is Fergus from UBUILDPRO, and today I want to take you through the product and builder selection process within our system. This will be mainly used by private customers, agents, architects, builders, basically anybody who wants to upload a house, select all the product and prepare it for it to be sent through to builders for formal quotation. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate and show you the following three things. I'm going to show you how to select product, how to process energy and select builders within the system. So let's jump in and get started. Now, when you upload a set of drawings, we have a button down here where you upload a set of drawings. We take it, we process it through our systems. We take every conceivable measurement, size. We run it through several systems to calculate with regard to particular sizes, energy, and having processed the whole drawings, we now upload it to our main system, send it back to you, email you, text you, and now when you come in and log in, this is the screen that you will see. This is your home page. There are several items on it, and I'll just briefly go through them as I want to jump in straight away into the product selection. We have a timeline up here which tells you what part of the system you're on. We have several buttons down here whereby, for example, we have a button here which turns the building into a 3D, gives you a very good visual as to what we have done with your building in our processing. You can transfer the building to a third party, be it a client, a friend, whoever. You can change the plans to update plans. Contract details if you have specific, especially for architects, agents, engineers, etc. If you have contract details while you're going out for tender. And then we have our house default, what we have defaulted the house to. What's very important is to understand that when we process your house, we default to a certain standard, and all these defaults are on this screen here. And it's up to you now to go inspect the house as you want it. And then lastly down here we have reports. The two main tabs on this page are energy, which I'll come to shortly, and configure. So let's jump straight into configure because this is where you're going to change product. Initially you will come to a page which basically we're giving you information as to how we built up the prices and what we did with your house and how we calculated sizes, prices, everything within your build. It's a useful page to have a read of, and you can kill that page down here where it won't come up again. But for the moment I'll just hit continue. Now we're in the main page for configure building and selecting your product. A couple of items on this page. Up at the top here we have the current price based on the default product selection. Now when I say the total price, this includes all product, labour, margins, wastage and VAT. Just above this we have a feature which you may find useful. Throughout the whole system we have it all energy stamped. There's very good videos within the system to explain how we control energy within the system. In essence we have split everything into three different levels, what we call standard, efficient and passive, depending on what level of insulation and energy you want to achieve within the building. The best thing is for me just to show it to you. So it's currently at standard. If you wanted to go to efficient, I'll just pick efficient, hit update, and now it's coming up. This building does not satisfy your preference, and it actually highlights the items that you should go in and change to make it comply. But we won't handle that today. As I said, I want to jump straight into selecting product. So I'll change that back. Now, down in the main body of the page, the way we have set UBUILDPRO up is based on a hierarchy system. So at the top we have groups, then we have subgroups, we have product and components. Here what you're looking at is you're looking at all of the products. Below each product, so if I go into structure here, for example, you have typically all the what we call the subgroup products that would fit under the main structure of a build. They're all very self-evident. If I just go into another one here, for example, if I go into roof structure and roof finishes, again very self-evident, where you have roof construction, columns, roof lights, fascia and soffit gutters, etc., and the roof cover. So they are our subgroups. Now below our subgroups we have the product. So let's use this large roof area. This is the actual roof cover. So if I go in here and hit view section, at the moment on this house the default is fibre cement smooth 600 by 300. Now let's say you want to change it. So we'll hit go into change. You are presented with a filtering above and then all the products down below. It's basically a tool where you have a lot of different products just to filter down. But for the moment I'll just jump down into the main body of the page, and these are all the pre-loaded products we have for roof cover. Now remember, the system knows the exact quantities you need. So and it has all the components behind. So this is the price, the total price the system has calculated for each of the different type roof covers. So let's say I go in here and I can pick any of them. If I pick a natural slate, so I'm going to pick this. If you look at the price, it's 16,000 out there, and now it has changed the price to 16,000. Also what we do is, it's always good to visualize, and while you're making your choice we attach PDFs. So here's a PDF of your roof, and it gives certain measurements, which I'm sure you'll find useful. And this applies to all the areas of the house you're in. We apply a PDF. Let me go into another product. Each product is handled slightly different based on the type product. So now we've just picked the roof cover. Let's go into, for example, into electrics. Again, here we have the group. Here's all the subgroup, all the typical products used within for all the different electrical parts of the house. So let's go into switches. Now, slight difference here, because within switches you can change globally or you can change individually. For example, sometimes people might want to put different switches on the ground floor as on the first floor. In the main living area, may want to put fairly fancy switches, etc. So what we do is, when we take any house, we do a drawing of it, and what we do is we name every room. So as you can see here, bedroom 1, entrance hall 1, bathroom 1, etc. Now if you go in and hit change individually, you will see that corresponding name down along here. So you can pick any of these. For example, let's say we take bedroom 1, and you tick that. We have defaulted to 1 light switch. Let's say you wanted to put 2 in it. You can change it whatever you like. We go into bedroom 2, and you do the same, and you want to put 2 in it. Now you pick next, and now you're presented with different type switches, and it gives you the price for those additional 2 that you want, so you can pick whatever one you like. So let's say we'll pick this polished chrome, for example. So now you will see up here that we have all the light switches selected for your house. Let me go into one more item to show you one other element of how the system works. Let's go up into preliminaries. What I would say at this point is, anything you see in blue is optional, because we won't know by processing your drawings whether you need these items or how much of these items you need. But let me go into a very simple one, for example, say side toilet. So if I go into this view section and go into change, now in this one you can put in the quantity you want, because we don't know, for example, how long it's going to take to build a house. So let's put in, for example, 24 weeks. You put in the 24 weeks, hit the product, and now the price is calculated as to what you need, and it's added to the system. Just a couple of other small features in this. You can choose a preferred supplier for a particular item. Let's say it's windows or stone or whatever, and you were at an exhibition or whatever, and you wanted to use a specific supplier. By using this drop-down list, we have all the suppliers in the country listed. You can simply go in, pick the supplier you want, and that's sending a message to the builder that you want that particular supplier. Also, you can put in a note of any kind you want, a bit more detail, especially engineers and architects might want to be more specific within the detail of a product. Simply put it in here and it goes back through to the builder. Finally, on this section, we have, you will see coming up in several sections, builder to quantify and cost. if you can imagine, in some cases, for some people doing out a house, they won't know what the quantity is, especially when it comes to groundworks. So by ticking that box, what you're doing is you're simply saying to the builder, I want you to go and quantify it and price it for me. That is how products are selected throughout the system. And you can go through any of these products and change in a similar way to what I've just shown you there now. Now, let's have a look at the energy. When you go back out, there is a main energy button. So as you select product, the system will say, oh, I have to recalculate now because, for example, let's say you've gone from double glazed to triple glazed windows. So now the whole energy has to change. So I am now going to hit reprocess this button. And this will take actually a couple of minutes. Now, having processed your energy, this is what you get. You will see all energy compliance is based on these three main factors: the total thermal equivalent, the carbon performance, and the energy performance coefficient. And this is your result at the moment. As you can see, the two bottom areas haven't complied. So what we actually do is we actually give tips down below as to make it comply if you wish. We also have some reports and you can download the deep. Now remember, you don't have to comply to go through, but that will be a conversation between a customer and architect as to the compliance. What we are doing is giving you a guide as to whether the house will comply or not. What I would suggest is you look at a video up here, which is very useful, and it will tell you how within the UBuild system we handle energy. So that's the energy end of it. Now, having specced up your house, you've got your energy, you're happy with everything. So what you do now is you actually go back into the main product selection page and you lock the building down. So basically we're saying no more changes. So when you lock the building down, what happens is the system now moves on the timeline to choosing builders. So now I'll show you how to choose builders. So we'll go in here to choose builders. There's a couple of calendars here as to when to give an idea when the construction is going to start and when you want your quotation back in by. Here we have two buttons. One here is if you want to pick a main contractor, just one contractor for the pricing, and the second one is a combination of builders and trades. For the purpose of this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use as if you're picking a main building contractor. So what you do is you go in here, you hit select builders, and now we present you with every builder in the country that we have on our system. And as you can see here, you can pick by county. Now, if your builder is not included in the list, you can simply get their email address, tap their email address in here, hit submit, and an email invitation will go off to them where they can register on the system free of charge, I might add, and now they will be available for selection. But again, for the purpose of this demo, what I'm going to do is, we're in Carlow here, I'm going to pick 3 builders, and what I've done is I've picked 3 generic names. So in slot 1 we're going to pick that fella, then slot 2 we'll pick that one, and slot 3 we will pick this one. You will see that these have now appeared at the top. I'm going to confirm that selection, just assign them, and now yet again the system has moved on and it's gone to view details. So this is the detail of what you have done. So in summary, you've selected all your product, you're happy with your budget, you're happy with the whole energy side, and now you have gone and you've picked these 3 suppliers. And the system is at the point now where it has suppliers listed here, it has the guide price, and now you're waiting for them to reply. One point I would add, the builders do not see these prices. Just to show you, if I just go back here just for a moment, there is one point I missed which is quite important, and it's okay, I'll just tell you now. As you change any product within the system, it does update the price. So After making those product changes, these are the prices now. This is the guide price. Just thought I'd make that point, okay? I'm just going to log out for 1 second, and I'm just going to go in here again. Now, as in this account, I have 2 houses. The reason I'm coming in here is I want to show you. It's a bit like in the cookery, a before and after. I cooked this one earlier. Here's a house that I processed through to a builder, and they have now sent the quotes back in. I just want to show you that screen. So typically, here's where we sent out to all these different people. This was where I picked a combination of builders and trades. So I picked 3 main builders and then some electricians and plumbers, and here's where their prices came back in. So the prices, you can see the prices here, and you can select whichever one you like, and it'll turn to red. So you see on this if I wanted to change over to that electrician, hit it, it will become red. And so you can make your full selection, and at any time when you hit view selection, now based on your selection all the prices come up, and now you can hit confirm final selection. After you hit the final configure selection button, that is basically where you're making the choice. You've finalized all your product and you've actually picked all your builders, and contracts are raised. And now the system kicks in to what a post-contract. If for any reason, and we all know it happens, there's changes, you can go into the system at any time, you can make a change. Let's take a simple one. Let's say in electrics again, if you wanted to change from 2 light switches to 4 light switches in a particular room, you simply go in, make your change. The system then emails and texts the builder to say that a change has been made. They will review it, update the price, send it back to you, and you accept it. So it's like an open contract. I think this is a very good system, and it's good for both the customer side and the builder side, so there's no scares at the end. Throughout the whole system, there's a full reporting system. If I just finally go back here, back into the home page, and on either of these houses, it doesn't matter, if I just go in and hit view reporting, we have PDF images of all parts of the house. You have a full quantity, full component report. For example, if I go, and then this is a full components required for the whole house. So here's your full bill of quantities needed for everything in the house. And you can get quantities of measurements, any detail reports you require. That is a good run through how the whole UBUILDPRO system works. And what I would suggest is maybe at some time you come onto one of our webinars where I give regular webinars, and I will go into even a little bit more detail, and you can ask me questions. Or alternatively, if you go on to register, you get a sample house. You can go in and play around with the sample house and then upload your own house. I'm actually working on a demo system here, but on the main live system we've got this wonderful product called Walk Me, which basically guides you through. So it's like as if I was standing over your shoulder and saying hit that button next and hit that button next. So either come onto the webinar, see it in more detail, or alternatively register, get the demo house and play around with it, and then we would welcome you uploading your own drawings and we will process them. So that's an overview of the product and builder selection process of UBUILDPRO, and thank you very much.